It might have been just another campaign. This was a reunion year, too. So for Tuftonians, it was a red-letter campaign. We began the fall with the caucusing of constituents, and with a catchy slogan, "Together we'll make it happen." And then, for 4 primary days in May, we got together and did. Happy days were here on the Hill again. It was the making of the precedent, 1988. For some of us, Comeback 88 was the glitter and glamour of Tufts Night at Pops. For others, it was the continuity and camaraderie of the cavalcade of classes. For still more, it was the wisdom of the 25th Reunion Class Symposium or the wit of the Comedy Connection at Cohen. For nearly 1,000 of us, it was a torchlight procession to the top of the hill and a midnight rally to signal the start of commencement day. For everyone, Comeback 88 was just a great alumni weekend, a great reunion, party rules notwithstanding. By the time all the degrees were awarded and the various commencement caucuses adjourned on Super Sunday, exit polls were declaring the Comeback campaign a sure winner. Let's take a closer look and see why. Where better to begin than at the beginning? Super Thursday. It sometimes rains your first day back for reunion, so that your tears of joy at being there won't show. But it was warm and dry and welcoming down at the Meyer Campus Center, which served as headquarters for the Comeback campaign. For returning Tuftonians, this was the place to pick up our campaign credentials, name tags, programs, hot buttons, a jumbo tie tack, housing assignment, and of course, the wooden nickels we'd need to hop on the campaign bandwagon.
You say you never get anything for wooden nickels, but you do. There's some coins to get on the trolley with.
Or maybe just a cup of coffee, a chance meeting, or a reflective moment. If you were among the 25th reunion class, you probably were on hand for a pre-pops reception high atop the Cabot Intercultural Center. President Jean Mayer hosted this official kickoff event of the Comeback campaign and spoke briefly to the class of 1963 about things he can't control.
I would like to correct an important detail in what Ron has said. He said we couldn't do much about the weather. The fact is we couldn't do anything about the weather.
And the things he can.
None of this would have been possible without the steady support, or rather the growing support. It wasn't all that steady when I arrived. But now the growing support of alumni, and in the past 2 or 3 years, really massive support of alumni.
Soon it was out to the Carmichael Quad and the caravan of buses leaving for Symphony Hall and Tufts Night at Pops, the first big spirit raiser of the Comeback campaign. Celebrated every spring since 1901, this Pops Night featured John Williams conducting the world-famous orchestra and U.S. Senator Daniel Inouye reading with the orchestra from Aaron Copland's A Lincoln Portrait. During intermission, we played the name recognition game while Tufts' own Beelzebub serenaded us in the lounges. And just when we thought we were dried out, we all got a little misty again, singing along with the orchestra. Then it was out to the buses, back to the hill, and to Wessel Library for the populist post-pops block party, A chance for us to schmooze to the beat of the Back Bay rhythm makers. Since party rules were in effect, we were all moderates for the night. Super Friday dawned gray but dry. Some early birds caucused in Barnum Hall for Never Too Early, a seminar on retirement planning. Others went on a guided stump around the hill precincts to see what was the same and what had changed. Change, in fact, was in the air, everywhere. Perhaps nowhere was it more poignantly delineated than at the Cabot Intercultural Center, where the class of 1963 staged a lively symposium on the sexual revolution, 25 years of changing directions. Linda Dixon served as moderator.
We graduated right into the Vietnam conflict, the anti-war movement, the women's movement, the civil rights movement, drugs, sex, and a whole bunch of other things I can't think of. Rock and roll.
And to cap the symposium, members of the audience joined the panelists in expressing their own observations and insights about coping with change.
I was learning disability teacher consultant on the child study team in a school in New Jersey. I worked with students, I helped students. And my whole purpose in life was to live in such a way as to not take away from others, but to contribute to the world as it is.
I think that the excitement and the adventure and all of the movements were frightening also to some of us who were brought up with certain expectations of what our role was going to be as we became adults, and either fulfilled those and found them perhaps wanting, or didn't reach them and therefore felt as though we never really made it in the way that we were programmed to make it.
Meanwhile, down at Cohen Auditorium, Silver Jubilean Wendy Wolf Goldberg took center stage at the nonpartisan class exercises as the official delegate from the class of 1988's sister class, the class of 1963. A standout Broadway performer, she wowed the crowd first with her words, then with her music.
The entire Wolf clan, as your loved ones will no doubt, caravaned in covered wagons from Yonkers, New York, to celebrate my graduation from Tufts. 25 years. I am truly a walking, talking, sometimes singing and dancing example that there is life after Tufts. Yes, I am. Yes, I'll be. Yes, I'd like to do such and such. Yes, I'll try. Yes, I'll share. Yes, I'll fly. Yes, I'll dare. Yes, say yes.
Later that afternoon, a broad cross-section of Tuftonians gathered hillside for the dedication of Hallowell Hall, a residence hall named for the 9th president of Tufts, Burton Hallowell, who was on hand to help unveil the dedication plaque. Super Friday evening, the Child Service Suppers coalesced constituents to Jackson Gym for the brown and blue lobster pick. The steamers were steaming, the chowder was piping hot, corn cob was bloody sweet, and the lobster and the chicken to a T. Most of our party got well positioned at reunion class tables. We savored the fare and the camaraderie. Between courses, some of us took a twirl or two on the dance floor.
Welcome to the first Comedy Connection at Cohen.
After the lobster bay is a short walk to the Comedy Connection at Cohen, an inaugural event this year. Former Tufts Mayor Bucky Spur, who 10 years ago helped inspire the startup of Boston's now famous Comedy Connection, introduced us to 3 up-and-coming Comedy Connection comics, Mike Moto, Linda Smith, and Rich Seisler. We laughed a lot as they zinged us where we live.
I'm just psyched to be here. Tufts University, the finest school in all of Medford. I mean, it's great to be so near Medford, you know. The nightlife is astounding. And plus, it's a gateway to Somerville, so.
This woman tells me that it's really cruel to throw a lobster into a pot of boiling water. Have you heard this? This is true, really. She tells me you gotta stun the lobster first. Yeah, I'm like, all right, John Lennon was shot. No!
But, wow, how you guys doing? Nice to be here. As a matter of fact, I got a call this morning from Johnny Carson. He said, Rich, why don't you fly to LA? Do the Tonight Show. I said, no way. I'm working at 200 alumni at Tufts University. Johnny said, oh, you're in the Cohen Auditorium. Because he knows. You guys are wild. Slow down.
Super Saturday. Alumni Day was race day too, specifically Tuftonia's pursuit, the race. But first, there was the important matter of caucusing with classmates in the smokeless back rooms of Eaton Hall to map strategies and social agenda, to lobby for consensus and poll the delegates, to elect or re-elect leaders for the next reunion. The mandate for class meetings, keep them short and sweet, so we could get out to the race starting line to watch the warm-up action. We paused to hear Athletic Director Rocky Carzo's parting shot to the runners.
You know you'll be preceded by a police car and followed by an ambulance.
And then we joined the Jackson Jills in a special rendition of our national anthem.
Ready, go.
The Jackson Jills and let a winner lead the way.
Will everyone here finally step to the ring and let a winner lead the way?
3 miles and only minutes later, we all regrouped at the finish line to cheer the best of class, as well as the back of the pack. After the times were recorded, it was time for awards. Overall race winner Stephen Vegas earned not only a plaque, but also a musical tribute from the Jackson Jills. While all this was going on, some of us were congregating on the chapel steps for a second tier event, a photo opportunity, our official reunion class pictures.
I never thought my heart would be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? I'm gonna take a sentimental journey home.
From the youngest to, well, the young at heart, we all seemed to love a parade. So it took little coaxing to get us in line and into the marching mode. Soon, to the beat of a brass and drum section of the Jumbo Marching Band, our long brown and blue cavalcade of classes stepped out smartly, led by the 25th and 50th reunion contingents. Rows and rows of every other reunion class followed close behind. We took a campaign swing around the campus, put a class spin on our placards, and picked up undecideds all the way down to the Jackson Gym. In keeping with a great old political tradition, this Alumni Day luncheon was a barbecue cook-in, with lots of good food and good conversation. It was a golden opportunity to broaden your base and work the tables, hand to hand, one-on-one, face to face. Outgoing Tufts University Alumni Association President Sheila McDermott called the TUAA convention to order and welcomed the more than 500 official and alternate delegates. Sheila introduced her successor, TUAA President-elect Dr. Robert Sears, Director of Alumni Relations Ron Bryn, Senior Vice President Dr. Thomas Murnane, and President Mayer. The President accepted the 50th class reunion gift of $470,000 from Harold Zimmern, and the class of 1963 gift from Fred and Joyce Clark.
Combined gift for a 25th reunion class is $1,435,000.
National defense, a perennial campaign issue, was personified on the Hill Super Saturday afternoon by a proud group of young Tufts men and women all ROTC students from the class of 1988. They stood ready to receive their official commissions in the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine Corps. This was a colorful ceremony conducted on the old campus, where as far back as the Civil War, Tufts students trained for military service. Meanwhile, down at Alumni Hall, the Association of Tufts alumni were throwing their own hats in the ring at a campaign silver tea. Heads-up candidates vied for the prizes for the most outrageous or the most cherished cover-up. Back on the president's lawn, pomp and circumstance, along with some genuine nostalgia, highlighted the baccalaureate service.
For the images and memories of this place that will flash in our minds for the rest of our lives, walking up the memorial steps, looking out from the library roof, staying up for yet another all-nighter.
We rejoiced at the words, the warmth, the wonder of this age-old ceremony, born anew.
Of course, take care of your new career, but also take care of your body and spirit, your non-professional mind, the world, your friends, and those you love.
Our very formal, yet very personal farewell to the senior class.
The Tufts amalgamates. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Saturday evening, with the polls closed, reunion classes got together at their various headquarter locations around the Hill to count the returns and the returnees, to celebrate the occasion, and to mark their 5-year milestones with elan and elation.
He's got the finest penthouse I've ever seen in town. And his brand new car. Every time he says he loves me, chills run down my spine. Every time he wants to kiss me, he makes me feel so fine.
The most delectable post-reunion place to go was, as always, the hail and farewell party at the campus center. Dancing to the big band sound of the White Heat Swing Orchestra provided a relaxing prelude to the top of the hill Illumination Ceremony. At about 11:30, we assembled on the campus center terrace, our Paxet looks candles in hand. We processed 2 by 2 through the alumni gate and up the hill to the chapel terrace for the traditional midnight welcome to our newest fellow alumni, the graduating class. The conventional wisdom hereabouts is that you don't pull out of a comeback campaign on commencement eve, at least not until you've seen the symbolic lighting of the Charles Tufts lantern by Chaplain Scotty McLennan.
May the 1988 graduates' lives as well, O God, be ever kindled and rekindled from the light on the hill that is Tufts.
And in the end, our a cappella singing groups led us in a chorus of Alma Mater. Then quietly, we listened to the chapel bells toll at midnight in honor of Tufts' first 3 graduates in 1857. And we heralded the start of our 132nd commencement day. We cheered Tufts' newest graduates, the class of 1988, the projected winners in this comeback campaign. And for a fleeting moment or two, we felt as one, and we knew it was good to be back and together.
And now I'll ask you to hold high the torch. Let the light be diffused. Speed on thy sunlit way. Thank you.
The 1988 commencement is now over. God bless you all.
Guys, they're coming on.